Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin and Cardano. In this video we're going to take a look at both charts. I need to keep it brief here this morning. Morning in the UK, of course, might be completely different where you are. But yeah, we see Bitcoin moved again above 44k. Cardano pretty much doesn't know anymore what volatility is, stays on the same level since yesterday pretty much. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. Still in this corrective scenario here where we are at the tipping point, okay? So my primary scenario still remains that we're going to sell off in this yellow target area until we break above 46.5k. I talked about that. That break above 46.5k, if it happens above this neckline of that head and shoulders, can take us to 55k. That would be an ideal level, and 65k would pretty much be my maximum, I think. And I did tell you that I would open a trade if we break above this neckline, get a retest, and then I think I would enter long position and then take profits around 55 and 65k. Yeah, so that is what I am waiting for. If we sell off, then all it would do, so if we don't break 46.5k, all it would be doing then would be fulfilling my primary scenario. So I'm happy with that as well. So here, a real win-win situation either way, because when it breaks 46.5k, this unlocks higher prices. At the moment, in this scenario where we currently are, I have to say it is really 50-50 what is happening. Yeah, I mean, my primary scenario remains that we are going to sell off, and the reason for that is because we are below the resistance line above which the alternative scenario would become more likely, okay? But yeah, it is pretty much 50-50, very close here, because the market now needs to decide what happens. That is what TA is about, that is what trading is about, what investing is about. It's about understanding what the market does and what the market can do in a certain scenario and then reacting to it. It's not necessarily about predicting the next move. It is about understanding what the market can do in a current scenario. And when the scenario is changing, then we have to react to it. And yeah, the reaction would be for me to open a long trade above 46.5k. I already dollar cost average in anyway below 40k, so that's in profit, as I told you in previous videos, because I wanted to be sort of secured for the alternative scenario, which is always there. It's always an option. Nobody really knows, but it is similar to when we were up here back in November when we broke below one of the key levels, and I told you below that particular level I will become bearish, and I am going to wait until we hit my target area down here. And we have come really, really close with 33k, and now we're pretty much here at a tipping point where we could turn here into an extension of that whole correction. It would move up first above 46.5k, all the way up to 65k, and then come down. That would be then my expectation if we break above 46.5k, or we come down straight away. That is still my primary expectation. Now, what showed you here is that what we could be forming here, that is speculation until it happens, we could be forming here a head and shoulders pattern. Yeah, and this head and shoulders, if it then is formed, and if we then break out above 46.5k, this could take us to 55k, and 55k would be the technical target of that inverse head and shoulders. It would also be a Fibonacci retracement level, where the 0.5 fib level would be, no, sorry, it's not the 0.5, it's the 0.618 fib level at 55k. So you've got a confluence of factors here. You've got a target of that inverse head and shoulders, and that most relevant Fibonacci retracement level, that 61.8% fib level, that is also sitting at 55k. So that is a very important confluence of factors here. At the moment, the indicator's turning rather bullish. Yeah, we talked about it before we broke here through 41.5k, that the indicators actually are turning bullish. We saw it on the daily here, this bullish the MACD cross to the upside. Yeah, so that can support higher prices still. At some point though, what we need to be careful is when we see that bullish momentum decrease, that could then indicate again another drop, as it did here when we had this peak here on the 10th of February at around 46k. When the MACD turned bearish, or the buying momentum decreased, we could see here already that the prices might be dropping. We talked about it when we were up here, that on the daily chart on the MACD, the decision could be made, and we had a decision. Yeah, we dropped quite significantly, not far enough though to activate or to go into the target area down there yet. Yeah, that's my view here on Bitcoin. As I said, I need to keep it a bit brief here, but I'll keep you updated later today about any news. And what does ADA do? Yeah, nothing really. It is really moving sideways, I think. But as typically, when we have a longer period of sideways movement, there should be a more significant move after that. I mean, if I go to the hourly chart, you can see that here, really, in the last, well, pretty much since for a few days now, yeah, Cardano has really just moved in this sort of rectangle pattern, yeah. So really only sideways. I mean, you can call it even, yeah, you can't even really call it a bull flag. I mean, it is a consolidation, absolutely, but it's taking really long and it's just moving sideways. But to be honest, it's nothing too unusual. Yeah, maybe you could call it a bull flag, but it's taken quite long now. It's only on the hourly chart anyway. And we talked about it that the 1 hour RSI was just overbought, and that is probably the reason here for the consolidation. Now we can already see on the hourly that the RSI has difficulties to stay above 50, indicating we could potentially, if we drop here below 50, that could lead to a price drop. Also on the MACD, you can see it where we potentially saw an increase in or decrease in selling momentum. Now we've just seen the opposite again, but then this is only the 1 hour chart. Let's check what the 4 hour chart is doing. Also the 4 hour chart, the MACD. So if we see a bearish crossover here, that could also lead to a little bit of a price drop, right? And generally, you know, on the daily chart, we have on the other hand this bullish crossover. So typically they translate from the shorter time frame into the longer one. So the shorter ones turn a little bit bearish. The longer one here, the daily, is still bullish, but on the other hand, you know, all we see at the moment is sideways movement. So as I said, this could be a bit of a bull flag here, could be a potential reversal. You see it on the daily. On the daily, it looks more like a low here, especially with that long wick to the downside. And as I said before, the low for Cardano could already be in, but we don't see any confirmation at the moment that the immediate downtrend is over. I mean, that wick here, or that candle here on the 28th, that took us out of an immediate downtrend. You had here this descending trend line that you could draw, and we broke above it. We broke above that descending wedge, but really what we want to see now, what we need to see now, is volume for the price to push higher. It's already holding above the 92-cent support level, but yeah, it needs to have the volume to continue higher. I mean, from a fundamental point of view and from a transaction point of view, and Cardano is really growing and growing and growing. Yeah, we have you know, Cardano has surpassed Ethereum. Here there were the news a few days ago in terms of daily transactions. So it is growing and growing, you know, we just need the volume now. And when Bitcoin finally kicks off, hopefully that should give Cardano a boost as well. That's my view here at the moment. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.